welcome back to Race Recap. My name is Jackson. This past weekend was all three series racing at the track Too Tough to Tame of Darlington. So it was actually the Xfinity series starting us off this time. They ran 147 laps. The first caution was brought out early on when the 74 Carson Ware went spinning. The second caution was the competition caution. The third caution was actually on the last lap of stage 1 when the leader, the 54, Denny Hamlin, went spinning, exiting turn 4, and that did take him to the end of stage 1, which went to the 18 of Daniel Hemrick. Then the fourth caution was brought out when the 19 of Brandon Jones went spinning down the back straightaway after some contact, and he had some slight contact with the inside wall, but he was able to continue. And then the fifth caution was the stage 2 winner, Noah Gragson. The sixth caution was brought out when the 44 Tommy Joe Martins was having a malfunction with the car, actually, and he went very slow on track, and the 98 of Riley Herbst did not know that he was slowing down so rapidly, and Herbst slammed into the back of the 44 Martins, ending both of their days. And then the seventh caution was brought out again when the 19 of Brandon Jones spun around. Then there actually was no caution. His Joe Gibbs teammate, the 18 of Daniel Hemrick, spun around on that restart because he was able to get it down to the apron and keep it pointing straight. And lastly, the eighth and final caution was for debris on track. And the checker flags in this race went to the 9 of Noah Gragson. So the top 10 here were Noah Gragson, Harrison Burton, Austin Cindric, Justin Haley, Jeb Burton, Justin Allgaier, Tyler Reddick, Jeremy Clements, Mike Snyder, and Alex LeBay ran out top 10. DNF's this race, Timmy Hill was out for the accident. He actually had some problems on track, so he was out for an accident, but there was no caution. And then Tommy Joe Martins and Riley Herbst were both also out for the accident. Sam Mayer had brake problems, and Greg Alding did not complete even 10 laps before an electrical issue. So then the next day, the Truck Series ran also 147 laps at Darlington. The first caution was a competition caution. The second caution was for debris off the 12 of Tate Fogelman, but instead of calling it debris, you could call it that expensive part that was very important. And then the third caution was the 9 of Colby Howard, who went spinning. The fourth caution was the stage 1 winner, John Hunter Nemechek. The fifth caution was a very strange accident, exiting turns 3 and 4. They were going 3 wide. Well, that's the issue. 3 wide at Darlington usually does not work out. And Ben Rhodes, a playoff contender, actually made some contact with the 0-2 of Chris Wright and the 24 of Jack Wood. Jack Wood slammed the outside wall but was able to continue. And the 0-2 of Chris Wright slid up into the 99 of Ben Rhodes, who also ended up hard into the outside wall. But all 3 trucks were able to continue, but did end up multiple laps down. Then the sixth caution was the stage 2 winner, Sheldon Creed. The seventh caution was when the 45 of Lawless Allen went spinning after some contact with the 19 of Derek Kraus, and you could call it a little payback from Derek Kraus because it was in reverse a few laps earlier. Kraus almost went spinning after Lawless Allen made some contact with him. And lastly, the eighth and final caution was when the 34 of Josh Rayon went spinning down the back straightaway and made some slight contact with the inside wall. And the checker flags in this race went to the 2 truck of Sheldon Creed. Of course, he won a few weeks back at Gateway, which means he's in the next round of 8, but he kept someone else from getting in with a win at Darlington this weekend. So there'll be 1 race left until the round of 8 for the Truck Series. So the top 10 in this race, though: Sheldon Creed, John Hunter Nemechek, Stuart Friesen, Todd Gilliland, Parker Kligerman, great finish for him, Grant Enfinger, Chandler Smith, Johnny Sauter, Zane Smith, and Matt Crafton round out top 10. DNF this race, Tyler Hill in the 56 actually made some contact with the outside wall, but there was no caution, and he did take it to the garage, though, so he was out for that accident. Norman Benning and Jennifer Jo Cobb were deemed too slow by NASCAR. Ryan Ellis had transmission issues, and Tate Fogelman was out for that rear gear problem. And then later that night, it was the Cup Series racing at Darlington. It was the first race of the round of 16. So they ran 367 laps at Darlington, and it was a tough day for playoff contenders. The first caution was brought out early on to the playoff contenders. The 48 of Alex Bowman made some contact and ended up hard into the outside wall, and he was hit by his Hendrick teammate, the 24 of William Byron, in the back, but they were both able to continue. And the second caution was a competition caution. The third caution was another playoff contender. The 34 of Michael McDowell went spinning down the back straightaway and slammed into the inside wall, ending his day. And that basically means he will most likely need to win either at Richmond next weekend or into the next weekend at Bristol. And then the fourth caution was brought out when the 53 of James Davidson spun around and backed it hard into the outside wall, and the 51 of Cody Ware spun trying to avoid. They were both out for that accident because Cody Ware actually shredded his right front tire, ending his day. Then the fifth caution was the stage 1 winner, Denny Hamlin. The sixth caution was when the 18 of Kyle Busch made some contact with the 3 of Austin Dillon, and Busch ended up slamming it hard into the outside wall, ending his day. The seventh caution was for debris on track. The 8th caution was when the 24 William Byron had a tire go down and he slammed the outside wall. The 9th caution was the Stage 2 winner, Kyle Larson. The 10th caution was brought out when the 12 of Ryan Blaney, another playoff contender, had a right front tire go down and he went spinning. And the 11th and final caution, another playoff contender, the 9 of Chase Elliott, this time had a tire go down and slammed the outside wall, ending his day. And the checkered flags of this race went to the 11 of Denny Hamlin, surprisingly his first win of 2021, but that does mean he will be automatically advanced into the round of 12. So the top 10 here were Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, great finish for him, Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Chris Buescher, and Austin Dillon round out the top 10. DNF's this race, Chase Elliott was out for the accident. Eric Jones had engine problems. Cody Ware was out for the accident. So was William Byron, Kyle Busch, James Davison, and Michael McDowell. Well, that's all for race recap. Come join us next weekend when the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series are racing at the short track of Richmond.